Greetings, people. Welcome to another Empowered Independence and IMLC vlog series. And today I'm super stoked to be chatting to Rutger from Frequency Music and Frequency Digital Amsterdam, a company that we've recently entered into a partnership with here at the IML Collective. Now, it's not often in the music industry that you meet genuinely caring companies that actually seek to empower independent artists and not just try earn from their already restricted budgets. Frequency is very different and at the forefront of revolutionizing the music industry for an independent artist. Let's find out how. So I'd like to welcome Rutger from Frequency Music. How are you doing, Rutger?
Doing great, and thank you for the nice introduction.
No problem.
Great.
I only had a positive experience with you guys, so we've been really keen to just sit you down because I've been in this industry for pretty much my whole life, really, in and out, but the last 10-15 years very much so. And you've told me things that I've not even realized, so it's been really genuinely interesting, enlightening, and actually empowering because you've helped all of us earn good money, and we want to find out where you guys have started, how has it come to this. So if we could just get a brief introduction of Frequency Music. How did it start? What was the origin?
So where it started, I started 6 years ago at Frequency, and back then we were still a record label releasing royalty-free music. Maybe you've heard of it, with the NCS, for example, or those big channels. We did the same thing like them. We just did two releases every week, and also with the crediting system and asking content creators for crediting, and then they could use our music for free. But I think 4 years ago we started thinking, is there a way to check on this? How many content creators are really crediting? Because for us it was just a small thing. They could use free music. It was protected by us. So we just started discussing and thinking about it. Back then, the dad of Calvin, the boss, he made a little program. The little program could check on all descriptions if they really had credited us.
Okay.
That was the first thing. And then in the beginning, we had to whitelist everything. And from there on, we start noticing that around 90% of all the content creators who used our music, they didn't credit us. We were that's strange. So from there on, we started building the program. First, it was all internally, you've seen the system.
For sure.
But after a year or a half year, people asked, can we also get access to the system? So the system had to be developed towards a more user-friendly one where also artists could log in. And from there on, the decision was made to actually start building on version 2 of the system, a real professional platform. This one is now it was just to have something, and now we just in the middle of releasing version 2 of the system.
Amazing. So really, it's grown quite organically, would you say, from actually just trying to protect your royalty-free music and make sure people are attributing, everything's kind of fallen into place from there?
Exactly as you said, it's that was the goal, is to just check on how many content creators are doing it well. And also in the beginning, it was to push artists or help artists to get more exposure, because that's the whole thing, how this all gets started with royalty-free music, is to the artist wins with extra promotion, the content creator has free music, we as a record label get also the promotion, and we are the ones who are protecting it. So that was the first initially thought of it. And from there, exactly, it grew and grew. We hired someone, Damien, actually,
For sure.
to find more artists who also would like to be interested in this kind of system. And now we're already, the whole company is now 14 people and growing every day.
It's amazing. And I guess it's, because you are representing independent artists from the start, you have a good idea of how our mind works, I guess, because I've released music like your artist for free for many years, and I've had a trust, a faith that content creators would be kind of attributing me. And Obviously it's not generally the case, so it's shocking actually to see how much content creators don't attribute music, So actually, again, and it's this kind of thing where they know now there's an ability to kind of check on what they're doing, with their music. It kind of forces a better relationship between us, I guess, us people who make the music and kind of the content creators.
Yeah, because that's still the thing. We want to have it fair for everyone, and for content creators, it's just an easy thing to add it in the descriptions. And now everybody wins, like promotion, artists, and like for example, if everyone would be doing it perfectly on YouTube, we wouldn't earn anything on it, but that would generate again more promotional wise. There's just we always waited for YouTube to have something like this, but then we build it ourselves eventually.
Exactly. Yeah, cool. And can you explain just briefly how the YouTube system work with the copyright ID and all this kind of ad monetization? Could you kind of break it down for people who are kind of unaware of this kind of system of claiming and ad monetization?
Yeah, exactly. So to start off, like when we are starting to work with an artist, they can say what their claim policy is actually. And the claim policy means like, what do you want to have content creators to add in their description? This can be one word on your artist name, but this can also be like a full link or anything. We have also the option to have multiple keywords, so the and or. So for example, your artist name and the track name, or your artist name or the track name. When that's all set, we ingest all the tracks within the frequency system and YouTube Content Manager. And from there, we'll receive all the information from the YouTube Content Manager. And then our system is checking them if everything goes right. And then we'll send it back to YouTube to update all the statuses. So, from there, we can see if people are doing it right. But that's also, we can, for example, also check on only specific tracks for only specific channels. We can claim release tracks that will be in the in version 2 of the system, where artists can just search on a video and press claim release and will be instantly updated. So that's also always the goal of this system, is to have, because access to the YouTube Content Manager, that's like almost impossible as just a normal artist. And our goal is to give an artist as much of those tools as possible. Just to have full transparency, just to have full control over your own content, without having access towards like a YouTube CMS.
Exactly, and that's what's really amazing. I mean, because obviously people like me and the artists on the IML Collective, we've made our earning kind of selling licenses via our website, and we've never had the ability to be able to check, okay, is our music actually being used correctly? How's it been misused, And as you know, I release under the most kind of restrictive CC license. So like technically, nobody should be using my music in a video without contacting me first, or getting permission or a license. So, when we've done this process, it's monetized, I don't know, was it 90,000 videos or something for me, and found much more. It's amazing. It's amazing that this can now earn for me, as well as all the other things, and as an independent artist, when you have these multiple streams of income coming from different places, that you can make a living from this, from making music. And you guys are really, hand in hand helping us do that, because it's not just this copyright ID monetization and all these things that you do, the digital kind of side of it. You're also a publisher, like a new kind of publisher. So let's say, like, I've always, in my previous vlogs that people have listened to me, as I've always talked quite warily and cautiously about signing all of your music over to a publisher. I've always done that because I've had bad experiences with that myself. So in my head, I've always been quite cautious of that. But you guys are kind of a modern publisher, so you can do things that publishers maybe like PRS or people who traditionally have held this role can't do, right? So can you explain a little about those those old traditional publishers cannot do?
Well, for us, I think also the biggest thing is just because we're starting a small company, like direct contact, like big company. That's what I've noticed. Also, I've worked with also the bigger companies in the music industry. It's all taking so long because there's too much, and I think that's one of the benefits is that we can act on everything really fast, and that's what we're also trying to build in the system itself. And I think that will be like with the bigger companies, it's just harder with like they don't think out of the box. I think they have their ways, they have their rules, they have to check with everybody, and I think of course it can be built, but they just don't want to do that.
Sure.
And I think that's the biggest difference is that we're trying to change something on that side. And with this system, now it's only focused on YouTube, but we also want to go towards distribution or meta or publishing, all built in one system. So as an artist, you just need one platform. You can opt in, you can opt out, and just have everything at your fingertips. So
amazing.
Yeah.
And you have this thing where I always assumed that you couldn't sell royalty-free music if your music was registered, but you've obviously changed that for me, because you've published our tracks and then you can collect mechanical rights royalties, which we've obviously selling royalty-free music, which is unregistered. We never thought we could collect mechanical rights, but you being a new kind of publisher, we can like dismiss claims, or you can not claim on entire platforms, but you can still collect mechanical rights for us.
Yeah, exactly. That was also eventually when we were in the content ID space, we also wanted to see opportunities on our publishing side, first with our own catalog of the record label itself. And there we found out that this was possible. We do have our partner on the worldwide administration, and we do have like every month meetings, and we can have direct contact together with them. And we can make sure that we can still collect mechanical royalties in the publishing side. And that was always the thing also with same as on the content ID side. Yeah, you're as an artist, you're giving out royalty-free music. Of course you are scared to claim anything, and that's also that we have the exact same feeling. Okay, how is this going to be? How's this going to start? Are people going to be angry? Yeah, just Damien has a lot of contact together with those artists, explaining how it works, and it is possible to still monetize music which have been released under royalty-free music. It's not for us. It's not only making like claiming and generating money. We still, that's like in our core. We still want to have it fair for content creators. So we also keep it open on all sides, through email, through whitelisting, on all sides to claim release channels who are doing it the correct way.
Excellent. And so we have this new system coming up where like literally artists will be able to kind of release claims at a click of a button. This could be really empowering, and just, be able to see things directly, which is incredible that we have these tools now, that you guys are providing tools like this. I don't think anyone else in the world is doing this kind of thing. One thing that really stood out to me about you guys is that like when Damien contacted me and was telling me all these things about you, like he never once kind of mentioned like how much it would cost, and I was like, okay, this all sounds amazing, but how much is this going to cost? And he was like, oh, nothing, we just take a cut of what you pay. I was like, what? That's incredible.
Yeah, and the thing is also like your music is also protected. I spoke with a lot of artists, and that's just saving hours of work every week, because you had a lot of artists on the other side of the world who are just, for example, taking your music and then rapping over it, and they put it on TuneCore and claim it everywhere. And then they use an artist who released that had to email, and the whole system is kind of slow. And that's like we are, how I always see it, like we are a shield around your music. Of course, we still get those problems, but we help you to fix those problems.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, and that's because we've had a a lot of our artists have had a lot of issues with our music being stolen, but just, you know, being able to see it all, you know, as in like when your track goes through and the copyright ID finds all the places that it's been, you know, it's amazing just to see A, how far it goes, but B, all the misuse, you know, and just to see, it's really interesting to see just how your music's used, you know, that was also, you know, amazing, you know.
And maybe it's like marketing opportunities, for example.
Sure, exactly.
I spoke with an artist, and they are now going to contact those content creators who are using your music a lot to do something together. That like collaborations can be from those analytics. Also, benefit of version 2 now of the system is that they can see their revenue based on the last 30 days. It will be like normal industry. You get your royalties after 2-3 months maybe, and now in the system you can see it. I think for now we have it on 7 days before today, and then that 30 days to have it more transparent.
It's amazing. I mean, it's really, really, really well thought out. You know, everything's really like planned really well, which is kind of like the opposite of most artists. Like ourselves are quite unorganized.
We
that's really, really good. But I guess the last thing I wanted to ask was how, from your perspective, I mean, you've been at Frequency for 6 years, but you studied music, didn't you, at university? How have you seen the music industry change in the last 10 years for independent artists, and how do you see it changing in the next 10 years?
I think the music industry started changing around the time that TikTok became big. And I heard a quote from a video once, and I think that's really like explaining the situation really well, is that back in the days, artists tried to make music they liked, and nowadays artists try to make music that the audience likes.
That's true, yeah.
And that's why like the whole music, and I think due to TikTok, that completely changed the whole music industry. I think that's also why you hear nowadays like maybe worse music that is big. It's not like really like genres that are really viral or everybody listens to a band or anything. Of course, the Ed Sheerans and Taylor Swift. But I think also with TikTok, it has greatly increased the opportunities for independent artists. I see that record labels have less power. They need to be more like marketing companies. Like I've worked with an artist who now they go viral in the Netherlands, and yes, just that's only because hard work and social media, organic growth. So it's not the power. Like independent artists have now so many more opportunities. Also, the downside is there's much more competition. I think it's have been way better for the independent artist than signing with a record label. I still think signing with a record label is always great because they have the expertise and the network and the budget they can help you. But now you have more of a choice what you want to do. And for the next 10 years, my predictions. I think it will continue going on. Record labels will still exist, of course. But I think more and more companies will be like marketing and management companies. So they will, an artist only needs to think about making music. And the record labels and the management companies, they need to do like the full marketing, the social media, the administration, legal. I think it's going there. And that's also like platforms, I think like us, that's also our vision. That's where we want to build to, is that there will be more platforms to have everything in one, to make it as easy as possible for the independent artist to work, to have everything you want actually. Yeah.
So that's interesting. It's like seeing that, you know, has actually been this need, you know, like I mentioned earlier, independent artists are quite unorganized, and to just have platforms one platform or two platforms that can cover like everything, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just having like you look at your dashboard, for example. You want to upload a track, publishing, see how it goes on YouTube. Maybe even within 10 years, an AI will be integrated, like your AI manager, which your stats and decides what you best can do or what kind of social media content eventually.
Sure.
All these kind of things. All to support the independent artist. Like as you said, like the need is bigger and bigger, and I think the industry is also changing to that, to provide platforms for those independent artists.
Exactly, providing platforms for change, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Rutger. It's been like amazing talking to you guys, and I sing your praises highly enough. So like, thank you for everything you guys have done for us. And yeah, I hope to continue this relationship far into the future.
Same. Thank you for the interview, actually. Yeah.
No problem at all. And I'm sure we'll sit down and chat again soon.
Definitely.
That's the point. Cool. All right. You have a great day, Rutger. See you later. Bye-bye.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks again to Rutger and Frequency Music for that interview. Some great information there. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and come check us out at imlcollective.uk. One benefit of us having a partnership with Frequency is that IML Collective members get access to exactly the same things that Frequency can do. Come check us out, see what else we can do for you. Peace.